Hello, this is Suzanne with part 7 of our 8-part mini-series on mastering your metabolism. And today I want to talk to you about the power of story. Now, stories have been passed down for decades, generation to generation, among many cultures all over the world. In fact, some cultures don't have any written language. It's all done by story. And it's the stories that are the most engaging. It's the stories that we create feelings and emotions around, the things that we remember about a good story because it has a feeling that's attached to it. It creates part of our reality. And stories around food and how we should or shouldn't live our life are also very powerful and can affect us in ways that are unhelpful. If our goal is to lose weight. And in fact, it's our inner story that holds the keys that will help us to unlock the unhelpful stories in our mind when it comes to weight and its loss, and creating a metabolism that is going to help us to get us to where we want to be. Our thoughts and our feelings and our beliefs are all part of our stories, and they create the chemical reactions in our body which totally affect our metabolism. Our history or our story is all about the family that we were born into, their beliefs, how they ate, how they did relationship, how they drank. All of the things around a family and their story are part of our history. And often we can hold on to these old beliefs, not realizing that they are holding a negative impact, creating a negative impact in our mind, in our current situation, our current experience, because we can hold on to these things at a very deep unconscious level, not being conscious of it. Sometimes we are conscious of it, and this belief that we hold to be true is not helping us in the current situation. And things that are occurring for us in the now, in the present moment, are actually not related to the past, yet we bring those thoughts, those beliefs into what is occurring in this moment, in this time. For example, many people that I speak to will say that as children they were told that they had to eat everything on their plate, whether or not they were hungry, or they had to sit there until they'd eaten it. And I know, and I think probably I did this myself, kids sitting at the table and they weren't allowed to leave. I certainly remember I wasn't allowed to leave the table until I'd finished my food. And you know, what our parents, their beliefs and their stories were also based on their parents' beliefs and their stories. And more than likely, this has come down generation to generation from a time of scarcity, a time of famine, a time of war, when food was very precious. And, we needed to be eating everything that we could because, who knows when we may not be able to get the food that we need to keep us healthy and alive. And of course, today, in most countries, we have an abundance of food. There is no scarcity, yet it still affects us in the back of our mind, in our subconscious mind, and consciously we just look at a plate and we go, oh, we have to eat everything that's on that plate, where in actual fact we don't. And so, it becomes problematic now as we get older. We start to pile on the food because there's plenty of it. And we also turn to self-soothing by eating lots of food because that's a natural behavior of a human. But it becomes problematic over time when we're continually eating more than we need, telling ourselves this story that we have to eat everything that's on our plate. And so just as we can change our thoughts, we can also rewrite our story about who we want to be, how we want to feel, and what we want to see. So next time your mind begins to give you reasons about continuing an unwanted behaviour, stop and think about how you can rewrite that story, that you can change the thoughts, you can change your behaviour and let go of those unhelpful stories which belong in the past. Now is a new and different moment, and in order to support your goals, your dreams, your desires, it's time to rewrite the story of your mind, the story of your life. Create the you that you wish to be. I hope you found that helpful. Please stay with me and stay tuned to the next and final episode of Mastering Your Metabolism, which is all about the power of the sacred. Bye-bye.